Hello, Silver Greyscale here, getting back to more Shantae, 7 Sirens, Blind Run. Almost momentarily forgot what the name of the game was. So, we have gotten the ability to swim. Okay. I'm just gonna use this because I know for a fact that if we get shot, we need to like freaking restart, which is pain in the ass. Okay, red coins need to be collected twice. Woo. I'm gonna be nicked by one of these sooner or later, I swear. Okay, I thought that would actually kill me, but that only did damage. I am pleased that it didn't kill me. Alright, it was only hidden gem container. Spider skull, skull vine. 1 second while I write this down on my phone. Alright. So unless we have a thingamabob in the next room here, I feel like this is probably set for that first that first set of gravestones that we found. God damn it. Oh, I'm already out of all of those. This is bad. And I have no magic. Alright. I'm gonna do that just to get some magic back. Okay, this is gonna take us back up there. Alright. So... we can swim down here later to check. I think it's just to get, like, back through everything, so... Alright. So, we wanted spider, skull, and vine. Alright, got a key. Nice. Okay, I'm forgetting. Okay, I want to know. Okay, this is just like that place. Alright, the warp area was so close. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, because we have so much cash burning a hole in our pockets, We are briefly stopping our exploration of the Den of Evil to get some more health, because we're gonna need it. And we're also going to be spending some cash. So first of all, let us get another heart holder. Fantastic. Max hearts is increased by 1. Next up on the chopping block is item shop. So buy 6 of those. Buy 1 of those. And that's about it. Let's buy 1 more set of those. Alright. So let's head back. That's the benefit of having the warp be literally next door to the Den of Evil, with no danger between them. Alright, I feel a bit more prepared now. Alright, let's just save real quick before we do anything else. Alright, we've already done these now, so we can just swim through without any annoyances. Ouch. Map. Alright, let's see if there's a spot we've missed anywhere. Nope. It's just a straight shot for the boss. A straight shot that is going to include us dying, apparently. Okay. I can just... Invincibility might bomb through here. And as for this thing, I overshot that. Shit.
Let's go.
Overshot it again. I dislike those eyes. Alright, yeah, that was just a quick way to get in here. Not that I mind. Any way that is quick and can get me past a Spectre is very nice. Alright, through here. And now we can finally pass through here, so let's start with the refresh dance. And then we can swim across. Alright, now I see why I needed to find that key earlier. And that I'm glad I freaking did. Okay, you're getting annoying. Spectres everywhere. Thank you for death. Okay, I thought it would be a 3 for 3, but no. And once again, the game is being nice with its placements. And max magic and max health. Ooh, that sounds spicy. Well, it is boss time. I'm feeling pretty darn well prepared. Let's go. Probably my favorite introduction yet. I love those classic things from cartoons where something is hiding behind the main character. Look who's here. The rotten apple. Don't try to scare me, Siren. Don't need to try. You're already scared. Where are you keeping my friend? You better tell me, or else. We'll be together soon enough. In the great beyond. For goodness sake, drink some water! The Anglerfish Siren, the deep sea creep. Alright, so far so good. Alright. So duck those. And swimming again. But so far I've really liked at least that the bosses have implemented the fusion coins. Alright, not gonna lie, she seems pretty darn easy so far. It's like those eyes are barely even hitting me. Okay, one of them had to like nip my ankle. Alright, so once again, swim in. Barely even got hit there. First try! I feel like they've mixed up the order of the bosses, but I mean, I guess some of the bosses weren't, some of the bosses or dungeons weren't possible to be done without like certain forms. But it feels very odd that Tangle with the Angle, by the way, is the achievement for this. But it feels very odd, though, that the first boss was so difficult, and then, like, second boss nearly took me any tries at all. Third boss took me 3 tries, because I was slowly, like, figuring it out. This boss took the first try. Sure, that only means that, like, the last Sirens will be pretty darn tough, I believe. You made it! You too! Boy, that sea frog magic sure came in handy. I never knew I could transform like that. You're capable of much more than you know. You keep telling us that. What makes you so sure? Because I have this. A book. A scrapbook. It was a gift from my mother. All of our mothers, really. Before they left for their own realm, each genie wrote something down. It's full of memories, bits of advice, all the things they wanted to share with us. Since I was the oldest, they left the book in my care. I'd hoped that by visiting this island and taking part in the performance, I'd finally be able to share it with the other half-genies like you. You mean there's a message for me in there? A message from my genie mother? Wanna see? More than anything. But first, I have to rescue Roddy Tops. Then count on me to help. If there is anything I can do, just ask. Asking for help is kinda hard. Plink, Vera, and Sapple used fusion stones to merge their powers with me. Their magic helped me rescue you. Harmony, would you share your magic with me too? Asking for help must be the toughest challenge of all. Sure, I'll be happy to share my abilities with you. But for that, we'll need a fusion stone. We better start searching for one. Follow me. Oh man, I still really like Harmony. Like, on a design level, I really love her design, but I also love the fact that she is really like the oldest of the half genies. Like, she really has this like big sister energy with like always being there to support you, always being there to like prove to you that if you put your mind to it, you can do whatever, and always being there to like help you if you need it. Shantae, this spirit claims to know you. You're right! She's the one who helped me find you. Old one, it seems I owe you my very life. Thank you. No need for thanks. In fact, I may be of more use still. You say you need one last fusion stone. Yes! Do you know where we can find one? I do. At the bottom of the sea. There you will find someone who may be able to help. Travel to the ocean floor, and I'm sure you'll find that which you seek. Well, we have our job. But before we go, with pretty much every form unlocked, how about we go from cavern to cavern, and we will see which ones of these we can clear out. Like so. Alright, next one is up there. And basically by warping to the closest area, there should be no real problems to do all that. Heck, I might even keep in the travel because, well, again, most people might find it annoying that I'm using the excuse of like sloppy editing, more or less. That I'm using, you know, the same excuse for like barely editing these, which is that it's a blind run. But like, what I mean by that is, oh gee, it's kind of tough to explain, but I feel like me like stumbling through areas and like keeping a lot of stuff, you know, in is part of the experience of a first playthrough. It is like I said during at like the end of episode 14 that you know, stumbling around, getting lost, not necessarily knowing where to go next. It's kind of par for the course, honestly, for a blind run. Like, I don't know about you folks, and that could be a really fun discussion topic that I'm definitely encouraging you to write in the comments. How do you like to play games? Like, I'm not talking about like, oh, I like to play them with friends or I like to play them alone. I more so mean like, when you play a new game, do you look up a guide for it to attempt to grab everything, or do you play it completely guideless, or do you use a guide in case of like you get lost or you don't know where to go, or if it's like a quest that you can't seem to figure out. Like for me, I definitely really try my damnedest to play without a guide, because I've always grown up that way, that like either I've had to ask a sibling or my mom to help me through something. Like I recall one of my all-time favorite games, that being Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Soon after you get the Expelliarmus spell and you clear the dungeon for it and you come back out, you are essentially like then playing through that one duel between Malfoy and Harry. And it's like the first to 5 points wins the duel, so basically you have to hit him 5 times. As a child, I didn't know like how everything worked per se. Like I didn't know how, like I didn't fully understand how the Expelliarmus spell worked. Like I realized that it was a shield because the symbol for it was a shield, but like I every time I used it as a shield, I got confused because Malfoy would essentially, you know, reflect it back using his own Expelliarmus spell. And, you know, in my brain it was like, oh, I'm doing it wrong because he is just gonna send it back to me. I am supposed to do something else, and as such, you know, I kept casting like Flipendo even when he wasn't you know, blocking my spells. But that basically did nothing, because, you know, at most what he would do would be more or less, you know, he would block the first, he would pretty much block both, send them both at me, and like either to anticipate both, my Expelliarmus spell ran out and such, you know, I got hit by his spell, or I would just like try to dodge, but everything was basically homing. So that's kind of, you know, my stance on it. Pretty long-winded, but like I've always preferred to do things on my own. Like I look up a guide, but then it's usually like a guide for like, basically all I do if I need to look something up is that I Google, basically, let's say it's a side quest in like an RPG, and I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to complete this side quest? Like I don't get it. Like I am where the game tells me to be, but I can't find the thing they want me to find. And then, you know, the game essentially just says like, and then that guide says like, oh, you have to use this, that, and the other. Like, essentially, that has always been, god damn it, that's always been how I play games, and that's still how I play games. Shit. As a concrete example, the most recent game I played through was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I played through the entire main quest without looking up a guide. And I played pretty much, like I said, all of it, 0 guides. At most, it was just to see, like, okay, how do I get this quest? Like, you need to collect this, that, and the other amount of some weird item. Where do I find that weird item? Oh, you find it here during a snowstorm. It's like, that's like the only time I would concede to like using a guide, if it's like a very specific thing that the game doesn't tell you about. And then we have a very similar thing, which is the fact that I've been basically mainly using guides for my Legacy of Kain playthroughs. And that is honestly mostly because those old games, they're not really... how do I best say this? They don't really... You know, one thing I can definitely notice from like jumping between newer games to older games never really told you what you needed to do or like where you needed to go. It was like, oh, you solve this, like you figure it out. Meanwhile, newer games is like, you know, you have to go to this specific location, but how will you reach that location? Like in this game, you know, it's like, oh, you need to go here, but to get here, the exploration is essentially up to you. That is something I really, really like. And then most other games I've played recently has essentially been like, oh, your next location is in the giant sweaty armpit, but and you know that lies to the north. Is like, that's the amount of knowledge you get of the area. Like, you are told to get somewhere, and then that's it basically. It seems that down here... Oh, it's another shiny treasure room. Lovely. Alright. So... back up here. Alright. We've already cleared this one out. Golden crab, nice. But yeah, I have always been... I've almost been recording for half an hour here. So... I figure, seeing as we are close to Arena Town, we're just gonna fill out this part of the map, and then we're... Basically, when we reach the end of this place here, I'm gonna call it quits, and I'm going to, between videos, essentially get back to... oh, we actually have a save room up ahead. That is convenient. So yeah, next time, while we are going to go deeper down to the ocean floor, we are going to We're also going to be heading to the remaining caves, and we'll see what we can do with almost every form. We're only missing one. Plus, you know, we need to get to the bottom of the ocean to find the last fusion stone so we can learn the last dance. And then we're off to save Roddy Tops. See you then!